Deep in southern West Virginia sits McDowell County. McDowell County is absolutely legendary to many Appalachian culture enthusiasts. And at the core of McDowell County's history sits the heart of the nation's coal bin, Welch, West Virginia. In spite of controversially being designated in 1892 as the new county seat of McDowell County, the city of Welch wasn't officially incorporated until 1893. Named after Isaiah A. Welch, a former captain in the Confederate States Army, Isaiah Welch helped establish the plan for the beginning of a new town at the confluence of Tug Fork and Elkhorn Creek. With the opening of railroads and coal mines throughout McDowell County and the region in general, Welch quickly grew into a bustling city. It not only became the hub for retail in a county that had grown to nearly 100,000 residents, but it also became home to a couple of pretty legendary murders in Appalachian history. Just 28 years into the city's existence, on March 2, 1921, the Welch City Council met to discuss impeachment of then-Mayor J.H. Witt. Witt showed up at the meeting and disrupted the proceedings, prompting the Welch City Council to ask the McDowell County Sheriff's Department to investigate the mayor. Later that same day, Mayor Witt shot and killed McDowell County Deputy Sheriff William Johnson Tabor, who was assigned to the case. Mayor Witt was arrested and charged with murder. However, in the end, the mayor was ultimately acquitted. Witt is assumed to have left the area on September 27, 1921, never to be seen or heard from again. Just 5 months later, on August 1, 1921, detectives from the Baldwin Felts Detective Agency, who largely acted as the anti-union, hired muscle or hired hitmen of the big powerful coal companies, assassinated Mattawan Police Chief Sid Hatfield, as well as Deputy Ed Chambers on the steps of the McDowell County Courthouse located in Welch. The two were set to stand trial on conspiracy charges for an incident regarding the mining camp of Mohawk. The mining camp had been shot up by pro-union miners who were said to be led by Sid Hatfield and Ed Chambers. The indictment accused both Hatfield and Chambers of being prepared to essentially strong-arm and force the Mohawk miners to unionize. While the presence of the coal culture still exists in Welch, I think it's just as important to point out that the results of the villainization of the coal industry is also very obvious. Buildings downtown that once served as symbols of prosperity now sit ran down and empty. The evidence of rampant drug addiction, unemployment, and poverty throughout the region is visible when wandering around town. Welch is actually a perfect picture of what the combination of industrial mechanization and the oppression of an industry can do to the very region that it employs. Welch is also the perfect picture of a city that was wrought with carpetbagger-type business people who came in, reaped the benefits of the region, and ultimately packed up and left an entire community of hard-working West Virginians behind. They left many afflicted with black lung disease, unemployed, and poor. I mean, understand, this area again was once a beacon of working-class America. The population of McDowell County peaked in 1950 and possessed the ability to support 3 hospitals. The first public children's playground in West Virginia was built in Welch in 1913. Welch was the location of the first memorial building in the entire United States. Welch was the location of the first memorial building in the United States dedicated to the memory of U.S. servicemen killed in World War I. That building was ultimately destroyed by fire and to this day is an empty lot near the county courthouse. In 1928, Welch resident Minnie Buckingham Harper became the first black woman legislator in the United States. Welch also built the first municipally owned parking ramp in the country. It was open for business on September 1, 1941, and still is in operation today. The ramp had space to accommodate 232 cars and showed a profit in its first year of operation. However, in spite of the city's relatively rapid growth, the region it served could never seem to make its way through the red tape. When presidential candidate John F. Kennedy visited Welch in 1960, he witnessed a city where businesses were fading away because of a growing poverty rate throughout the county. On September 27, 1960, Kennedy pointed out that McDowell County mines more coal than it ever has in its history, yet there are more people getting surplus food packages in McDowell County than any other county in the United States. Kennedy said the reason is that machines are doing the jobs of men, and we have not been able to find jobs for those men. It was what Kennedy experienced in Welch and McDowell County that jump-started the government aid brought to the Appalachian region of the United States. In fulfillment of a campaign promise made in West Virginia, President John F. Kennedy's first executive order called for expanded food distribution, and on February 2, 1961, he announced that the food stamp pilot programs would be initiated. Fast forward nearly 4 months later, and the first recipients of modern-era food stamps was the 15-person household of the Muncie family in Painesville, McDowell County. On May 29, 1961, in the city of Welch, as a crowd of reporters witnessed the proceedings, Secretary of Agriculture at the time, Orville Freeman, delivered $95 of federal food stamps to Mr. and Mrs. Muncie. This was the first issuance of federal food stamps under the Kennedy administration and was the beginning of a rapidly expanding program of federal assistance that would be legislated in the War on Poverty. Sadly, a little over 60 years and 11 United States presidents later, Welch, West Virginia remains a beaten-down city. McDowell County remains the third poorest county in America and is an absolute focal point in the opioid epidemic that has swept across Appalachia in recent years. As I wandered around Welch, I have to say that everyone I personally came into contact with was kind and welcoming in classic West Virginia style. The streets were clean, the parks were clean, and the city itself felt very safe. It was a small movie theater that appeared to be relatively new. However, businesses and open storefronts seemed few and far between. I also think that it's worth noting that upon arrival into the area, I couldn't help but notice a large Walmart sign that looked almost as if someone had painted over the word Walmart. I was fascinated simply because Walmart is a business that seemingly thrives in most places. Upon hanging that left into the Walmart complex, if you will, was indeed a shuttered Walmart with the signs on the door stating that its final day of operation was in 2016. I think ultimately this is just another example of big business not caring about serving the community and quite obviously not caring about the jobs lost when they abandon a place like McDowell County that is in such dire need for employment opportunities. I fully understand that profitability is crucial in any business regardless of its size. However, in some odd way, Walmart is really no different than the carpetbagger business concept I mentioned earlier. And although Walmart didn't necessarily leave anyone sick, I'm going to assume that they certainly stuck around long enough for their pharmacy to reap the benefits of the prescription pill nightmare in the 2010s that to this day continues to ravage the city of Welch and McDowell County. Overall, I loved experiencing the culture of Welch and learning about the city's history. I really loved the spirit of the people I spoke to and was able to sense the area's potential to once again find its way back to prosperity. My name is Danny and this channel is called Unboxing Appalachia. I would encourage you to like this video, comment on this video, and please subscribe to my channel. It's my goal to explore Appalachia, learn about Appalachia, and tell the stories of Appalachia. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I really look forward to reading your comments.